Yo, what's the deal, man? It's your player partner. Just got off Wizard. I'm a little tizage if you feel me, but I got a message that I want to, just give to all folks, man. Because it's always our folks whose shortcomings is over commercialized, over advertised, put all over the news and publicized. You feel what I'm saying? This message right here, man, I want us to learn from this little Durk situation. I believe it's a quote from Confucius. Confucius says, when you're plotting or you're strategizing or you're planning revenge, dig 2 graves. Because sometimes we be so caught up in our mission to avenge whatever we feel offended us, whatever the transgressions are, right? To where we lose sight of the bigger picture, man. And that's what I feel like Lil Durk did. There's a video, and I'm going to put it in here, where Wallow is admonishing Lil Durk to let that go.
And I'm going to say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED Talk. I forgave my brother's killer. And I'm saying it to say this. Nigga that killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. In the fucking house that we grew up in. He shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Nanny Harms when she opened the door. So I'm telling you, there's some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to get y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. And when I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than a motherfucker, man. And I'm talking about this my big brother, nigga. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was fucking kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mom and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Sure.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young niggas in here. And I mean that shit. I love you niggas, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it the fuck out, man.
See, me, I'm a project cat, man. I'm straight about them projects. Raised with no mama, no daddy, you feel what I'm saying? Homeless youth, all that. Underprivileged, right? There were times to where I didn't give ear to wise counsel, and it cost me dearly, right? So now I give acknowledgement to those who have lived that life and those who have came before me, right? And this is what I do, man. I love quotes. One of my favorite quotes is this, right? Don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to incompetence. That's one of the quotes that assists me in maintaining my cool and my level head when I run into what I would like to call ignorant people, or people who have a lack of understanding, or people who are, eager to jump into some frivolous shit that don't mean them no well. Quotes, man. Education is the key, and it doesn't always have to be the education through the education system, but just sit back and observe, man. Learn from the elders. We got to bridge that gap from the older individuals to the younger individuals in the community, because they got experience, lived experience, shared experience, observed experience. You feel what I'm saying? I got to watch myself out here, man. Man, I'm going to say this, man. I was going through an article about Lil Durk and the accusations and the allegations that they're bringing against him, right? I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. I'm not here to bear witness to the validity of the allegations and the accusations. But one thing that I had stumbled upon is them saying that one of his partners was released from incarceration and he was wearing a wire all the time. And this dude is allegedly talking about this and strategizing about this and popping it about this. Listen, homie, if you in that life and you feel like you gotta strategize and you gotta holler at your partners about something like that, homie, don't do this. You write it down and you burn the paper. Loose lips sink ships. Sometimes you gotta remember in that movie Casino, right? They knew never mind. You have to be strategic out here. In the movie Casino, they knew the feds was watching them and had lip readers and all that, watching their lips and all that. So they went somewhere remotely and they talk like this. But now technology is so advanced to where they can record you through. It was a cat from out of Watts, man. I'm not gonna name his name. I'm not gonna say his hood, but he was recording his homies doing a federal investigation with a medallion, homie. So I say this: if you at that point and you feel like you gotta strategize and you have to, and it's absolutely necessary for you to engage in something of that nature, write it down. Burn the paper. Write it down. Burn the paper. And if you say, well, he wrote this and I wrote this in response, that's all hearsay. Where's your physical proof? But this is the thing, fam. We've been killing each other. We've been targeting each other. We've been victimizing each other for too long, and we ain't got nowhere. See, when the Italian mafia unalived one another, when the Italian mafia victimized one another, it was always for the advancement of that organization. And you can see that they began to advance. The Italian mafia had become so successful that they began to engrave themselves in the infrastructure of America. At one point in time, you couldn't get cement, you couldn't get construction tools to build nothing unless you was going through their companies and whatnot. We're not advancing, homie. We are the biggest consumers of hip-hop. We are the originators of hip-hop, but we don't own not 1% of hip-hop. If we own 1% to 10% of hip-hop, we will be creating our own billionaires. We're not progressing, homie. Whatever is stagnant and isn't progressing, you might as well say it's dead. We got to do better, man. You feel me? We got to have other avenues. We have to have other ways of resolving conflict that's not rooted in somebody not going home to their family. We've been doing it too long. And these youngsters, they're obsessed with it because the music that they listen to perpetuates that message. The movies that they watch when they go into the community, and it was similar for us too. But we still had men in our community that was still existing in their masculinity. That ain't care about what your mama will say, or if your mama offended if I get at you and tell you like, oh no, man, you tripping. Take your you know what home and whoop whoop. We still had a little bit of that. Real individuals in the communities that was giving us guidance. These youngsters don't have a lot of that. But the thing is, those of us who know, it's a saying. I'm telling you about them sayings, man, because these quotes and whatnot is something that helped me. These sayings helped me change my life. And the saying that I'm going to tell you is this. If you know the way, show the way, and always go the way. Never forsake the way. So those of us of a higher intelligence and elevated thinking, those of us who know the way, we got to show these babies the way, man. Think about when we went and did time and a lot of dudes jumped off the porch that wasn't out there with us. They wasn't told none. They wasn't ready to live by, die by, and sacrifice and bust heads and all that. All that madness that we was under when we was under that spell. They wasn't ready to do what we was doing. But now we have an understanding to where we know what we doing, man. It's a vicious cycle, homie, and ain't nobody winning. But I don't want to bloviate, homie. I just want to, send prayers out to Lil Durk, his family, his children, the young man who was a part of the crew of Quando Rondo. I send my prayers out to Quando Rondo, him and his people, and the individual who tragically lost his life. I send my prayers to him, his family, his loved ones, and whatnot, man. And the message of tonight is, We got to do something different in order to get something different. Us continuing these ways, homie, we gonna continue to fail. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But y'all stay up, y'all be blessed, man. It should play upon Bobby WAJ, man. You know what I mean? It's time to change, man. We got to do something different. Don't you want to own a house? Don't you want to be in a position to do something that positively affect the next 3 generations that come from your loins? Now is the time, homie, and all we got to do is unify. Once we stand up, man, game is over. Once we unify and we get on one accord, the game is over. We take hip-hop back. We take our lives back. We take our communities back. Everything that they took from us, we take back just by unifying. Just by getting on one accord. Gucci love black dollars. Balenciaga, which is basically Gucci, right? All these mega corporations love black dollars, but they don't love black people. What about when we say, nah, we ain't supporting y'all. We cool. The homie got a brand. My partner in New York got a brand. My partner in Detroit, he got a brand. We gonna support one another. We gonna recycle our money. Gucci, Balenciaga, Nike, all these major entities, these corporations will come and beg us to buy their product, to promote and endorse their products. You got African American athletes that speak up for the people, and then they get castigated. They get punished. Nike took back their deal from Kyrie Irving. Why we ain't support Kyrie Irving? Why we ain't tell Kyrie Irving, man, you go create you a brand of shoes and we gonna support you? It's time for us to stop killing each other. It's time for us to start supporting each other. It's time for us to start protecting our women and kids and educating our babies. Man, it's time for a change, man. Y'all step and be blessed. You should play upon it.